want to welcome you to another exciting episode of Pens in Use. This week I've got to talk fairly quickly because I only have 18 minutes of battery on this camera. So let's jump right into it, and then I'll have a few comments afterwards, and I won't care if this camera goes dead. So what I have here, I have my Omas Ogiva cocktail, the vodka citron, I think. I have my Pilot Custom 823. Wow, that was awkward. I have my Aurora DuoCart. I have my Aihao 20253. I have a Aurora 88, Rotring Core, Lamy 2000, and in my pocket here, another Aurora 88. So let's see how these pens are writing. So I need to apologize. The first thing I did is jumble them out of order. So my first pen will be the Omas Ogiva, which, when I first got it, I didn't care for the color, but now I really do. Now I almost think I like this better than the red vodka one that I was thinking about. Guess we'll never know, since the company is no more. So today is November 17th, 2017. And I'm trying to write with this correctly, because with a flex nib, you do need to write reasonably straight on. So Omas Ogiva. And this is a medium with the extra flessibile nib. I have a stack of letters to write this week, so I have the feeling this one's going to be empty because this one runs out fairly quickly. It's just been a busy few weeks and I haven't done as much writing as I normally would do. Kyo-iro, Gion's Cobblestones, which on other paper isn't this dark, but it's a very interesting sort of a brown. I like it. So that's the Omas Ogiva. We'll cap that one, set it aside. My next one is my lovely Pilot Custom 823. I was watching Pens and Tea, had a video. I was watching it while I was doing supper tonight. And she mentioned her dream pen is a love child between this pen and the Pilot's Irushi. So, interesting. I do like this pen a lot. So Pilot Custom 823. This has a fine nib in it. Down the road, I have a dream of someday getting a broad. I'm not real high on my list of things I'm thinking about, but I wouldn't mind getting a clear one. But as somebody commented, right now the clear ones seem to be quite expensive. It's fine. I'll wait. That's an iron gall ink that will dry to be very dark. In fact, set that one aside. Since I wrote this last week with the exact same pen, here we go. Very dark, almost black. Here it's still matching this Kyo-iro Gion's Cobblestones. I really like my Aurora DuoCart. Apparently these were all sold with a medium nib, which is fine. The ink in it is Pilot's Iroshizuku Yama-budo, which is a nice ink. Very bright, sunny, happy purple kind of ink. The pen is, I guess, a lot like the original that came out in the 1960s. Oh, down to just 3 minutes of video left. Yipe. Okay, that didn't take long. Aurora 88. We'll write quickly here. This is my daily writer. Right now, I'm giving the Lamy a black. This is a break, Lamy black. Three minutes of video left, so I'm rushing. Okay. Let's see. We'll make it a good one. The Rotring Core. That was my fault. It doesn't have trouble starting. This has an extra large nib. Again, I'd give you a better look, but I'm rushing. So this is, shoot, I don't remember. Stormy Skies or something. Summer Storm. Now you see what my handwriting looks like when I'm rushing. Storm, Robert Oster. Sorry. Panicking over absolutely nothing. Okay, Lamy 2000 with the broad nib. And this ink is Noodler's Black Swan in Australian Rose. My other Aurora 88. This one is, I feel like an idiot. Herbin, Bleu, Myosotis, bang, and the Aihao. (20253), which has the regular black. I'll tell you why. Something special about that Aihao. I saved that for last, but I haven't written with that pen in a week. I've heard complaints about them drying up. I've heard they don't flow well. I've heard all kinds of complaints. And honestly, no trouble. Started right up. So whatever. Now I'm thinking about next week possibly inking up my beloved Centro pen. Charge the battery pack. We're done. Or, I think we're on borrowed time here, possibly the Platinum President. So maybe you can decide which one I ink up next week. Or maybe there's another one that I've written with in the past for me to ink up. So I apologize. Honestly, I sat down here, it said 19 minutes of battery, and I was like, cool! And then I looked over there, and all of a sudden it says 3 minutes, and it's been less than 3. So, sorry about that. So that was a really fast pens in use. I thought I could get away with it. I guess not. So, yep, there it goes. So I don't know how many minutes. I guess I can look here. How many? 8 minutes of video. So I guess that's something. This says I've been recording for 8 minutes. So, yeah. So what I've thrown up on the back behind me now, since we're done with the camcorder, is I threw up some driving footage. I actually... last Saturday night, I was kind of mad because I looked at my pens in use video and I saw that it had been demonetized by YouTube. And I had like 300, almost 400 views, and I was just like, really? And I've been having my videos demonetized a lot. Now, usually it's been the driving videos, which fine, nobody watches them. Hardly anybody watches them, but... and I'm not making money on this, so I went off on a bit of a rant about YouTube, which was fine. I think if I'd stopped at my rant about YouTube, I might have put it up anyway. I was just annoyed because you have this automated algorithm, basically, that's saying, hey, there's a naughty word here, or there's something we object to, but what do you object to in pens in use? I don't see it. There's nothing controversial in this. I know why, what was it, last year they demonetized my driving video that was entitled North Dakota Riots. Now, it was a video about a historic riot, the Zip to Zap riot from the 1960s. But, there was a real riot going on in North Dakota at the time that was getting considerable news attention. So, yeah, I got why that was demonetized. It is monetized now. Some of my other titles have, I've Rural Demographics was demonetized. What's objectionable about that? And I thought maybe it's the links, because driving videos have lots of links. But these videos, these pens in use videos, hardly any links. I think I linked to another YouTube video last week. I want to say it was the JPL's video, but I won't swear to it. Anyway, so what am I doing that's so objectionable? I don't get it. I don't swear, really. I let a few words fly. There is no nudity on this channel. There is no sex on this channel. Once in a while I say something controversial, but I mean, seriously, get out there on YouTube. Not that I'm not a controversial channel. I'm more about let's look at an issue. And yes, you probably know my side after I get done, but I'm not an objectionable channel, so I don't get it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not in this for the money. I'm here because I like my pens. I want to share them, and it's a neat avenue for somebody who lives in North Dakota to talk about fountain pens, because I don't get to. I don't live in an area where lots of people have fountain pens. You know, Larry Barones uploaded a video about a pen club he visited. I don't have one here because there's not enough fountain pen users. I think I'm the only reviewer from North Dakota, for better or for worse. So this is my outlet for talking about fountain pens, basically. And I could talk to my friends about fountain pens, and they'll do oh, that's a pretty pen, and then they're bored. So, you're my outlet, for better or for worse. And for worse this week, because I'm looking at my notebook and saying, wow, that is sad how quickly I rushed that at the end. But I got it done before the battery quit. But that's the main reason I do this. I did my first review. I don't remember the year, but it was spring. Noodler's Nippon set that I had won before they were released, and I'm actually going to do a revisit of that pen, so I'll link you back to it when I do that video. But anyway, that's what I'm here for. But then I think about those channels that are actually trying to make money off of this platform. And they're suffering too. For me, it's just, oh well, I make a few less cents. For them, that's their livelihood, because they make quite a lot more money on this. Like I said, can't show you under this camera because forgot to charge it. But this Platinum President was paid for by this channel. Now, that was over the course of several months. This tripod was actually paid for by this channel also. So the tripod that lets me get the close-ups. Now the camera, no. The camera was actually paid for by fund money that I had saved up, specifically because I wanted to videotape during the eclipse, which was a fail because the auto exposure on that thing, it couldn't tell what the heck was going on. So it just looks like a normal day. So the only good footage I got was actually photographs with my good camera with the filter that I held over the end of the lens. So I got, I was pretty happy with my photographs of the eclipse. The whole big idea I had of a big video production with photographs and video and here's how the shadows look, and isn't this light getting weird? That was a fail. But I've enjoyed this camera in a lot of other ways. The writing samples. It's added a new dimension to driving videos because it's much nicer for videotaping things like like going down to the Haley Dam and the town of Haley and going up to the Fairview Lift Ridge and Cartwright Tunnel. And I'm thinking about a trip down to Lead and maybe walk around Main Street Lead, and I'll take this with me. Charged, of course. Oops, forgot to turn off the speaker on my computer. Do that right now. I will probably. I'm planning a trip over to Montana. That sounds like a big adventure, but it's really not. I am almost in Montana. I'm almost in South Dakota where I live. But I'll take you over to Medicine Rock State Park. And I'm thinking about doing it the long way down through Camp Crook, South Dakota, and Ekalaka, Montana, and I'll get a nice long driving video out of it. And I don't think that'll be one of the ones where I do lots of talking and philosophizing while the scenery passes by. I think that's just going to be one where I edit the footage together and say, here's a location, here's a trip, here's some facts about the places I visited, and here's some looks at how people live in these places. I think that's what that video will be. The driving videos, the only reason there's driving footage is so you have something to look at, and because putting me in it doing this isn't going to work because I film those in several sittings usually. Like the one I hope to upload Sunday isn't done yet, but I've been steadily recording audio for it all week. So, yeah. So, that's my plan. Now, I have some fun money, and I have mentioned that there are pens that don't appear that I may have purchased already that just didn't make it on the footage. One of them this week, I actually bought this. I don't remember when I bought it. I've had it for a while. and I just finally inked it up, partly because of this pen buying hiatus, which is part of why I went on the pen buying hiatus, because I'm like, hey, you shouldn't be having pens sitting. But no, sorry, not a Parker, Kaweco Parkeo, or Parkeo, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but since I can't talk about the writing samples, got to talk about something. Anyway, it's a pen I kind of liking. It's not amazing, but what I've been thinking I need to do is kind of separate my pens, take some to school and some just stay at home. Basically, the ones that go to school will be the more rugged ones that if I lose them, it doesn't hurt. And not for any reason. I've never had any trouble in that way. It's just something I got to thinking about one day. I have another much more expensive pen purchase in mind. My pen buying hiatus it's good, but at the same time, here's what I know is going to happen. I will get to my savings goal, because I did last time, and look at the pen, freak out about the price, then I won't buy it. Now I'll have lots of cash basically ready to blow, but I know that's going to happen. And then I'll feel like I've sacrificed and just that whole drama for myself. So I'm not sure about the pen buying hiatus, and I've weakened a couple of times anyway, so I'm just thinking, do I really want to stick with that? So I have kind of an expensive pen that has me excited. I'm going to decide in the next week or two if I want to, because my hiatus has actually saved up not quite enough cash for it, but close enough that I could cash flow the rest of it. And it's not, a substantial amount that I have to add to it. And anyway, if it happens, it happens. We'll tell you about it then. Interesting thing I saw this week, I mentioned Pens and Tea did a video. She did a live stream, which I'm not quite brave enough to do yet. First of all, I don't think I have the bandwidth, and I definitely... I would have good audio. I will concede that, but I don't think I would have good video then, because I couldn't use this camera. The live stream would be probably with my laptop's camera, and the laptop camera just isn't that good. So I don't know if I'll do a live stream. Plus, I think I'm okay live in a classroom. At least I hope so, because that's how I make my money. But I get tongue-tied, and pens, I'm not an expert. And people think I am because I do reviews, but really I'm not. I've had some interesting questions this week that had me thinking, but props to her. One thing that came up in her video that I wanted to think about a little, but if money was no object, what would be the top 5 pens you would buy? And she's going to do a video on that. So I'll just do a quick list because I just found that so interesting. In fact, I'll give her a link to her video in the video description below. And I don't know if I'll be able to come up with 5, but definitely a Nakaya Decapod Twist. I think it's the Heki Temanuri finish. It's the brown-green finish. Love that. Not sure what nib I'd put on it, but that was kind of the pen I was saving up for with this hiatus. I'm kind of leaning towards soft fine, but I don't know. But that would be one. An Aurora 88 with a flex nib would be one. I will admit a Pelikan M800 appeals to me. That's a pen I really want to feel in my hand before I buy it, though. And I actually really like their Renaissance finish that came out this past year, but at that price, I just couldn't talk myself into it. And I'm running out of pens and I'm only at 3. I would like to, I enjoy the vintage pens. Maybe I'd look at some other kind of a vintage pen that's a little unique. I don't know. I've run dry on dream pens that are modern. The Montblanc 149 doesn't appeal to me. It's a black pen, which does appeal. It's just such a big pen that I've used the Jinhao 159, and that's supposed to be about the same size, and I don't like that size. So that's also why the Pelikan M1000 isn't on this list. It's just too big. And I know we're saying money is no object here, and I feel really bad, but I guess there was a pen. You can tell how much I care because I can't even remember what it's called. It had like a Jupiter or something look to it. I sort of liked. I did like the Visconti Saturno. I thought that was a cool looking pen. I didn't think it was cool enough to buy one or even think about buying one, but it is a cool looking pen. I don't know. I was sure I could rattle off 5 pens when I started this list, but I guess not. So anyway, I've ranted about YouTube. I told you some of my dream pens. I ran out of dream pens. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you got something out of tonight. I apologize for the rushed rating sample. I'll do a better job next week. And hey, it'll be Black Friday. If I go anywhere on Black Friday, it's not going to be shopping. It's either going to be that trip down to Lead, which I'm kind of, well, okay, Lead isn't a major shopping area. I have the feeling if I continue down the hill to Deadwood, that'll be packed. Especially toward evening when everybody's done shopping and now they want to go gamble with whatever's left of their money. But maybe I'll go to Lead, I don't know. Or maybe I'll do that Montana trip because the biggest town I'll visit is Baker. And, there might be people out and about Christmas shopping, but it's not going to be a big crowd. Baker's about the size of my town. And then we can visit Medicine Rocks and Ekalaka and Camp Crook and maybe Buffalo if you're really nice to me. Suddenly, as I sit here saying that, I like that idea. I think that's what I might do next weekend. And I'll save Lead for another time. So anyway, I hope this was interesting. Hope it was useful. This weekend, I hopefully will do my last leg of that rural America trip, at least for a while. That's a topic I can definitely come back to. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.